Something big happened in my life recently, so I want to talk about that. You're gonna think I'm a real nerd when I tell you what that big event was. As some of you may know, when I'm not chairing the county party or going to school or doing my paying job at Steak and Shake, I'm an avid comic book collector. And I'm so much of a nerd that actually, as soon as this meeting's over, my girlfriend and I are going to go run and see the new Avengers movie tonight. So that's why we got to make sure that you guys we're out of here on time. I love you guys, but I mean, it's the new Avengers. I go on a tangent. Anyway, so last week, the 1000th issue of Action Comics came out. And if you don't know, that's the comic book that Superman comes from. So Superman is officially 80 years old this year. So I think that's a pretty big deal. I want to tell you about why he's important to American culture. So Superman started in 1938. That's late Depression, almost World War II, and that was when the first modern superheroes came out. We had Superman, Batman, Captain America, and Wonder Woman, and all those characters, except for maybe Batman, started out as almost mascots for the United States. All of their villains were, members of the Axis powers. You had Nazis and other people like that. After World War II, you had, they fought communists. So they were really used as mascots for the country. There was something where if you were overseas, deployed, fighting for your country, or one of your parents were overseas, you open up a comic book and you see Superman or Captain America punching a Nazi, and that's pretty cool, So why is it that today in 2018, we're still reading about these superheroes, we're still reading about Superman, he's in our comics, our TV, he's in our movies, women across the world are still falling in love with every new actor that plays Superman. It's hard for me to compete too. I'm not Superman quality. So, but why do people still like him? Because he's one of those people that no matter who you are in this country, you know who he is. And I had someone come up to me at Ralph's fundraiser the other day when I had the Elvis impersonator, and someone came up to me and said, "Do you even know who Elvis is?" And I said, they weren't saying it to be mean, they were just wondering because I'm so young, and I'm like, well, of course I know who Elvis is. But Superman's one of those people where if you ask anybody in this room who Superman is, they're like, of course I know, because we've all grown up with him as a character. So talking about his origin, he came from Krypton, he crash landed on Earth. Does anyone know what state he landed in? Kansas. Like the Attorney General is the first person. Exactly, I love it. So he landed in Kansas. He got adopted by the Kents, and his father, Jonathan Kent, taught him American values. He taught him the importance of standing up for the little guy, caring about his country, and that helped him become Superman. He spent his life or his career as Superman, defending people, standing up against the bad guys. And I think that's the first part that makes us like superheroes, is because they stand up against the bad guys. In life's kind of complicated. Back in 1938, in the 40s, we had Nazis to fight, so that was easy to know, okay, those are the bad guys. In 2018, it's a little less clear. Yes, we've got North Korea and Syria, and those are bad guys, but it's a little more up in the air. There aren't evil people in this world, except for maybe a few. I don't think the Democrats are evil. The people aren't naturally evil, but in comic books, you're like, okay, Superman's going to go fight Lex Luthor, he's the bad guy. I think as people, we like to see that good versus evil dynamic. The other reason I think Superman's important today is because of the phrase that he used to have. Does anyone remember what his phrase used to be that he said all the time? Up and away. That's one of them. That's this whole speech is about up and away. No, I'm kidding. What's the other phrase that he used to have? Truth, justice, and the American way. And I think every single person in this room cares about truth, justice, and the American way. You're here today seeking out truth. You're here to listen to these great speakers we have lined up today to learn something. You watch the news because you're looking for the truth. You care about justice, and justice takes a lot of forms. Sometimes it involves a lawyer, sometimes it involves our attorney general. That's one form of justice, but another form of justice is voting. Voting someone for re-election or voting someone out of office, that's justice. And the American way, we all care about that. We all care about making sure our country is great. We care about our country. That's why we're here in this party, because we want to hand this country off to the next generation better than it was handed to us. And the thing that unites our country around Superman is that it's not just the people in this room that cares about that, it's everybody. We squabble with the Democrats, but even they care about truth, justice, and the American way in their own way. Everyone in this country cares about that, and that's why Superman in 2018 remains this icon in America that we all care about. So yeah, 2018, it's different from 1938. We don't have Nazis anymore, which is a good thing. It's more expensive to buy these comics. Back in the day, you could go to a newsstand and buy a comic for 10 cents. Now it costs me like $3 or $4. So it's definitely gone up in prices. But the values remain the same. I truly believe that the reason we like Captain America and all those guys is because of the values they stand for, because they stand for truth, justice, and the American way, and I believe that Superman will continue to go on for not only 80 years, but probably 80 more years, and he'll remain a symbol in this country for years to come. So thank you for listening to my nerdy rant. I never thought I could do a political speech about Superman, but I just did it. So.